All right, Tony, this is to show the bracket that you've sent and some of the positives that the design has made, which is great, and some of the negatives that we need to correct. So this bracket that you made by making it smaller and wider to attach to the wall, you can see compared to our older bracket, that bracket is an improvement, so I like it. It works. You can still access the screws, and it's very strong. Even with only 2 screws in it, you can see attached to our fake wall, it's very strong. Now, the problems that we have here, though, is that here's an example of using 2 of the parts to allow it to adjust, coming down to the other part, and then out to the final part, so that the end result is we can mount this product underneath the camera lens in a way that is going to allow it to come up and clear the camera lens. Now, the problem, as you can see, is that this bracket runs along the wall, so we need to be able to access all the screws from one side. You can't get behind it if the way you have it designed, there's a Phillips head on this side, and then on the other side there's a Phillips head. Well, you can't get to this Phillips head if it's facing the other direction. So we need to be able to ensure that we can reverse these Phillips heads to be all on the one side and on the bottom, for instance. So in this case, I've had to reverse this to make it accessible, which is not working well with the indent. So same thing here. Now this screw, because you've taken away the ability to turn the screw and have the nut on this side or have the nut on this side, so that this could be screwed in from here where I can access it. Now the screw head is on this side where I can't access it from the camera side because the camera's in the way. So we need to go back to having a hex head nut that is larger than the ones that you sent. These ones are too small, and the hex head needs to be larger than the head of the screw, which means we'll probably need to eliminate the washer, because we need the ability to, we may only need to use the washer on the slides here, because we need to have the ability to flip the side of the hex of the Phillips head so that it can be accessible, which means moving these grooves. Now, I do not like these grooves being for the washer. I prefer the old design where the grooves were for the nut, because once again, that allows you to use this and tighten it down next to each other so that the nut is what slides, not the washer. So maybe we reduce the channel for the nut and have another channel that's a little bit wider for the washer to fit on. I'm not sure of the solution. I think it excuse me.